the Badgers in assists per game to Stephen Crowell. Ready to go from Carver Hawkeye Arena. Crowell and Rebraca at the tip, and the Badgers will go on offense first. Chucky Hepburn has had his offense going last 4 ball games, single-handedly beat Marquette last weekend. Big victory against Maryland on Tuesday, 64-59. See a lot of attention paid to Tyler Wahl. He passes out of it, and Crowell picks up the deuce.
Iowa bringing that double team, but falling asleep on the backside. Tyler Wahl has been prone to turn it over this year. A great read there off the block.
McCaffrey short on his first shot. That's going to be a fascinating matchup to watch with Tyler Wahl picking up McCaffrey on defense.
I think this game is full of great matchups. When you talk about the bigs or the guards, Tony Perkins, he's going to be tested with his defense down low, and Wisconsin just getting it done early, cutting off the post.
Such a great feed for Max Klesmet. Picks up the assist to Crown, who's got 4 early points. And a turnover here. Rebraca had his pocket picked by Chucky Hepburn. Hepburn going against Bowen. Skip pass, Klesmet ends up on the floor, and possession remains with Wisconsin. Series that is playing for the 172nd time. Wisconsin leads the series by 1 as Crowell feeling it early, but a heat check misses the 3.
If he doesn't shoot that initially, then I don't want him to shoot it at all. 3 of his last 18 from 3. He hesitated, the help side came over, and then he let it fly anyway.
Perkins fouled backside by Max Klesmet, great guard in his 8th season in Madison, 2-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, including last year. Shared a conference title with Illinois last season. For whatever reason, the prognosticators always pick Wisconsin in the bottom tier, and they always finish around 4th or 5th.
It's buyer beware. I mean, it happens every season, so I'm not sure why we keep making this mistake. And it's a credit to these players and Greg Gard, who just every year find themselves in the hunt for a Big Ten title.
Always bulletin board material. They always think much more highly of themselves than others do. Such a great system. And has been for a long time.
We'll see if they can control the tempo. It's going to be so important tonight. Wisconsin loves to run their stuff, and you have to keep the Iowa Hawkeyes out of transition.
That's a shot that the Hawkeyes will allow Tyler Wahl to take all night long. McCaffrey misses the 3. That's what they did so well against Iowa State as they blitzed the Cyclones. They shot the 3 exceptionally well.
They've shot it well in this building. There's been some struggle shooting the ball, especially against some of their high major opponents. But here at home at Carver Hawkeye, they have made shots.
Look inside. It's going to stay with Wisconsin. Connor and Patrick. Connor using his 6th year of eligibility. Connor in that starting role with Chris Murray on the sidelines. Hepburn passed up the 3, drives, and it was blocked by Patrick McCaffrey. He ends up with the loose ball. McCaffrey, and now Perkins.
So far, Wisconsin's defense has been so good at keeping Iowa out of the lane. Everything has been on the perimeter. Have not been able to penetrate. They're in the gaps. So far, just trying to shoot over the top. Iowa cold from the perimeter.
Go for their first 4, and the tempo right now favoring Wisconsin big time. Chucky Hepburn's first shot rims in and out. Jordan Davis, a foul. And Jordan Davis picks up his first. There's Aaron Eulis that started the last 3 ball games dealing with a hip issue. 6.5 points per game nearly, but questionable for today's game. Went through warm-ups. He's such a big part to the guard play for Iowa.
A guy that can push the tempo, and it's going to fall on the shoulders of DeSante Bowen, the freshman, to really control the pace. Now, other guys can help him. Tony Perkins, certainly. You have the McCaffreys. They can bring it as well, but your point guard sets the tone, and it's falling on Bowen early.
Rebraca, who had Carter Gilmore all over him. No Crowell in the lineup right now, coming up on the under-16 timeout. This is the small lineup that Wisconsin can play and still be very effective. Connor Essegian on the floor for the first time as well. Hepburn misses from point blank. And here come the Hawkeyes.
That's one area where Chucky Hepburn has struggled this year. Just 19% on shots at the rim. I don't know. That's the shot that Fran McCaffrey is looking for. He just kind of shrugged his shoulders. And you want to play fast, but you don't want to take bad shots.
Wahl going up against Rebraca.
He can just score that thing in that area. He is so crafty. No matter who's guarding him, he's missed some that he's made over the course of his career early this year, but that dude has a gift to score in the painted area.
Iowa 0 for their first 5.
They want to get some action inside this three-point line. I mean, this is, again, just thrown around the perimeter, and then Connor McCaffrey taking a pretty tough deep three.
This is exactly what Greg Gard wanted to see from Iowa.
Absolutely. Their defense has been phenomenal through the first 5 minutes here.
Hepburn, a little shake and bake, got rid of it. And Gilmore fires from 3. Nothing but the backboard that time.
We saw that Maryland did the same thing, just didn't guard Carter Gilmore. He had a career-high 7 points, but I think Iowa's going to do the same and dare him to be the guy that beat you.
Rebraca on Gilmore. To McCaffrey for 3, and Connor finally breaks the stretch.
It's amazing. It's a simple post touch. It's all that it is, but it changes the angle on the pass. Connor McCaffrey, who's shooting it at a high level on the season, and really since last January, knocking down an open 3 off the post feed.
And almost 5.5 minutes without a point. We cut the lead in half. Wahl go to work on Connor McCaffrey. Battling shoulders. Tyler Wahl on the ground. And a held basketball. It's going to go to Iowa. Just what you want to see in this rivalry.
If you do that, move that Wisconsin defense, now some good things can happen on offense.
Only 1 shot inside the three-point line for Iowa. Perkins trying to change that. His little floater no good. And the rebound corralled by Max Klesmit.
More good defense there, staying in front of Tony Perkins and making him shoot over the top.
Kamari McGee on the floor for the first time for Wisconsin. He's got it. Tried to get it to Stephen Crowell. He's got Connor McCaffrey on him. Essegian fires from 3. Perkins pulls it down.
Got to be aware, if you're guarding Essegian, his range starts when he walks in the gym. I mean, he is not afraid to let it fly.
Well, Iowa with 23 seconds to operate here. Just nothing coming easy for him. Sanford misses his first shot. Peyton Sanford is one of the great shooters in the country, but he is off to a really slow start this year.
That's a tough shot to take right there. You've just come into the game and you're taking a contested floater off no passes on an under out of bounds play. That's one where he just needs to find some easy ones to get some confidence.
That was a nice confident floater there by Max Klesmit. Badgers had missed 7 of their previous 8 shots before that one went down. Inside look, Rebraca, no falls it good.
I love the motor that Philip Rebraca is playing with right now. And Fran McCaffrey talked about it in the pregame interview about how just having that year last season to gain experience, it's like a different guy in terms of what he believes he can do, and certainly use this offseason to get in great shape to do just that.
Leaving Gilmore alone.
That just, again, it's like the Crowell shot. If you're not going to shoot it initially, you've thought about it, just move that thing.
Kamari McGee coming across to intercept that potential pass. And Rebraca, he was feeling it against Iowa State, had 22 points, missed just 2 shots, and even drained a couple of threes. His Essegian's good.
He is so smooth. I mean, for a freshman, this is just his 2nd Big Ten Conference game, and he comes off that ball screen. He's got a beautiful jumper.
We told the story a bunch, but kid out of Indiana, not a lot of kids from Indiana come up to Wisconsin to play basketball. Great shooter.
A lot of kids from Indiana can really shoot it, though. I can tell you that.
That one stayed on the top of the backboard forever, it felt like, and McCaffrey runs it down for a fresh 20. McCaffrey from the free throw line buries the jumper. Iowa's starting to feel a little better with their offense.
Those count, though. I mean, that's pretty good defense there by Carter Gilmore. The contest is right there, but Patrick McCaffrey, that's just a tough shot.
Backdoor feed, McGee got off a little kilter there with the tip. Inside to Crowell. And off the hands of McGee. Here come the Hawkeyes. They've got numbers. McCaffrey. And a blocking foul inside the restricted area. McCaffrey's going to go to the line. 3-point lead. This has been a really tough week for them too.
No doubt.
New York, a late game that they played in New York City against Duke. They come back a couple of days later. They've got a rivalry game against Iowa State. They actually had an opportunity to sleep the last couple of days before preparing for this evening game against Wisconsin. But it has been a busy week, to say the least, for Fran McCaffrey and his Hawkeyes.
And you're down Aaron Eulis, you're down Chris Murray, so you're down some bodies. I love their response from a Duke loss where they just didn't shoot it well, got some good looks, missed some shots around the rim. But the way they played against Iowa State was phenomenal. They really took it to them from the jump. And you're right, third game of the week, all against high major competition.
Carter Gilmore trying to get around Rebraca, and he's able to do it with the left hand.
Really nice move. I mean, just finding his way, using the pivot, clear some space, and make something happen.
Josh Dix on the floor for the first time for Iowa. Might see a little bit more run for him, of course, with Murray out. Eulis questionable with the hip injury. McCaffrey inside Rebraca. Backing down on Wahl. And Wahl did a nice job to front Rebraca.
We'll see if anyone can find some mojo with their jumper here, because it has been a cold game shooting the ball.
And Tyler Wahl just came up to the table and said, "You guys having fun yet?" It's all fun in the Big Ten Conference as Max Klesmit makes a shot. Nice play designed right out of the chute.
I love the action. I mean, you're just cutting Klesmit right off a pin down. He curls into the lane, and that's just too easy if you're the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Keep your eyes on the foul trouble too, and we're going to get a travel from Rebraca as he was trying to back down Stephen Crowell. And 4 different Wisconsin Badgers with 2 fouls in that first half. Crowell with 6, Wahl with 6. Klesmit inside touch to Crowell. Crowell looking for space with the left hand over the top of Rebraca. He wanted 3 seconds.
It was getting close to that 3-second threshold, but you can tell Stephen Crowell wants to be a passer. Iowa doing a nice job on cutters, so Crowell using that left hand to score.
McCaffrey, his first shot of the second half is good. McCaffrey's got 8.
I have to think with Chris Murray out, he's got to be a guy that can go get you a basket. A little slump there with the TCU.
I mean, it's close.
It is, and it's just hard to tell if there's arm in there as he kind of makes that clamping motion. Just not sure that we had the angle to make a definitive call.
So a 1-point lead for Wisconsin.
They had Tyler Wahl on that backside. He just missed him.
Davis clangs that 3-point attempt. Wisconsin does a nice job getting back on defense. You know, Iowa, a team who really wants to get out there and move the basketball. There have not been those fast break opportunities for them off of misses.
Give the Badgers credit for getting 5 guys back. You know, they don't go to the offensive glass, so in terms of keeping you out of transition, they're going to have bodies back.
McCaffrey, good ball fake, and then lost it. Klesmit slows it down.
That was going to be an open one for Tony Perkins. I mean, Connor McCaffrey just mishandling that basketball. He can just complete that pass. The help's going to come over, and he was going to have a shot.
He hadn't had a turnover in 4 games. He's got 3 tonight. Crowell, open look, top of the key. Cold 3-point shooting continues. 1 for 13 for Wisconsin.
Don't get any more wide open than that.
Rebraca goes to the right.
You have to know if you're Stephen Crowell, he might be taking you left, but it's totally designed to get back to his right hand. And Philip Rebraca showing off that reverse pivot and finding a way back to his strong hand.
Iowa's made their last 5 shots going back to the end of the first half as Klesmit's 3 is no good. Still can't find the hot hand from beyond the arc for Wisconsin.
It's another one that Greg Gard will sign up for. That's Max Klesmit wide open. Tony Perkins
Connor McCaffrey goes right to the hoop and got his own foul and makes it.
He just brings a toughness when he's on the floor. Staying in the play, following your shot, and staying with it.
Largest lead of the game for Iowa. Hepburn's jumper, no. 2 for 6 to open up this second half for Wisconsin. McCaffrey transition 3, got it. Timeout, Wisconsin. And Wisconsin just hasn't been able to do much on the offensive end here in the second half. 0 for 3 from 3, 1 for 14 in the game. Look for Wahl on Connor McCaffrey. 2 veterans in this conference. Wahl to the right hand. That's a great matchup to watch.
It really is. And I mean, Tyler Wahl is so slippery. He's getting contact. He just spins right off it. Beautiful move in that post. And how many times have we said that today about Tyler Wahl?
Ends up on the floor, creating the turnover. This Iowa team's done a nice job of limiting their turnovers this year. That was their 9th of the game. There's Hepburn from 3. Had to have it for Wisconsin.
He just left Tony Perkins in the dust, and it was just a simple jab step, got off him, came off the dribble handoff, and if you're Perkins, you've got to stay connected.
Hepburn now with 7. He's 1 for 3 from 3. Patrick McCaffrey from the free throw line. Jumper good. He's starting to feel it. 5 out of 9 from the floor for Patrick.
They need him to be an alpha dog. With the way he's played today, no Chris Murray on the floor, and he blew right by Tyler Wahl, getting to his left hand and finding his pull-up.
Coming up on the 15-minute mark. Crowd isolated on Rebraca.
Look at all the space he's got. It's going to be Rebraca one-on-one.
Shot clock down to 4. Davis falls away and hits the jumper.
That's Jordan Davis's first bucket. He's developed a real chemistry with Crowell, cutting off his post-ups, and once again there, finally.
Hepburn heats up Bowen, and it's going to be a foul on Bowen.
They've now knocked down 6 of them, whereas Wisconsin's done their damage in the paint. 30, their 38 points coming from that painted area.
Begs the question, how much does Iowa miss Chris Murray in this game because of those paint points?
How was that not a steal by the Iowa Hawkeyes? Just so casual against the press, and it's like everybody just kind of watched as that ball went up. No one went and got it.
McCaffrey doing such a nice job right there on Gilmore.
He just sat on that move, was waiting on the spin, and got a hand on the basketball. Great defense, Connor McCaffrey.
Sanford on the floor for the first time in the second half for Iowa. Perkins operates on Hepburn. McCaffrey inside Rebraca. Ran into 3 Badgers, and Tyler Wahl comes away with it. Rebraca, who was so critical against Iowa State, has just 6 points and 4 rebounds. He's turned it over 3 times.
That looked like it was going to be something there. That spin move so quick, but Wisconsin flooding the weak side, and help came over.
Klesmit drives and threw it away.
Totally shot that.
Transition, Perkins to Sanford on the drive, and it's blocked. There was Gilmore, but a whistle. And that's the 3rd on Gilmore, too. Sanford hits a pair. First 2 points of the game for Sanford.
Wisconsin's been a little casual here against this pressure. They're lucky to get it in. That 5-second count approaching.
It's like 4.9. Tyler Wahl tries the around the back pass.
It's just out of control.
7 turnovers now for Wisconsin. 11 for Iowa, above their season average.
I think if there's one complaint you can make about Tyler Wahl, it's that At times he's looked a little bit out of control. 8 turnovers the last 2 games coming into tonight. Just a missed opportunity there. Tony Perkins, I mean, you got to score that.
Wide open look at the bucket. Yes, Crowell was right there.
He's really struggled at the rim. The last 2 games, he's had 11 shots in that painted area and only made 2 of them.
Wahl fouled. He's outside of the restricted area. And Wahl misses. That was the first free throw attempt of the game for Wisconsin.
It's been a little bit of a strange basketball game. There hasn't been much rhythm or flow, and not many made shots either.
Sanford now 0 for 4 from 3. 1-point lead for Iowa. Crowell wants it. He wanted it bad when he was matched up with Connor McCaffrey down in the post. Now they get it to Wahl on McCaffrey. Now Kamari McGee for 3. Hands up. A fast break for Perkins. Perkins. And a chance for an and 1.
It's been both sides of the basketball, and the way he's guarded Tyler Wahl, he's taken on Steven Crowell at times, but he's also scored it. He's become a really reliable three-point shooter. You always knew he had a high basketball IQ, terrific passer, but he's made plays just himself tonight as well.
Siege able to get out of that trap.
He was about to be in the worst place possible, and he kept his dribble alive.
Hepburn and Badgers operating now with 10 seconds to shoot. The Siege for 3. And here comes Iowa. Iowa out rebounding the Badgers now 27-20. Perkins around everybody. Great seal by Rebraca.
Really well done. I mean, Philip Rebraca just ducking it on Crowell, and if Tony Perkins wisely driving it right off him and using him as a screen.
Iowa's now made 5 of their last 7 shots. Crowell trying to stop the drought. Crowell with the right hand. No, Gilmore there to clean it up.
Crowell drawing so much attention, and I thought it could have been a foul on his shot, but because there's 3 Hawkeye defenders there, everyone forgets about Carter Gilmore on the backside.
Perkins leans in. Perkins, one-man wrecking crew right now.
What they need from Tony Perkins. I mean, he can get into that painted area, has struggled from 2 over the last couple games, but he loves to get in there and get to that little pull-up.
He's got Iowa's last 7 points, a dozen in the game. Rebraca again, isolated with Crowell. Crowell with the right hand, no. And Dix with the rebound. Sanford.
That's a rocket. That's a tough pass for Rebraca to catch, and Peyton Sanford just kind of looks like he is wound so tight from not shooting the basketball well. The game looks really hard for him at this point.
All right, ready to play some basketball. 6-point lead, Wisconsin 1 for 6 here in the second half. Crowell on the bench. At some point you ask, where's Chucky Hepburn? Sitting on 7 points. Tyler Wahl just doing it himself on that one.
McCaffrey trying to give him space. He knows that spin is coming, but Wahl just gets to it anyway. Wisconsin is clearing out the whole side and letting him operate. Play the Badgers, it's always going to be a big game for your one-on-one defense, because you know guys like Wahl and Chucky Hepburn are going to make plays end the shot clock.
Sanford left open. This is not been able to hit a shot.
Pressing so hard, and there, miscommunication between that Badger pick and roll defense. He gets a wide open pull-up, and it's really not close.
0 for 6 from the floor. Wahl will shake and bake. Into the corner, Klesmit for 3. What a big shot from Max Klesmit.
Just no rotation now. Iowa in scramble mode, and Chucky Hepburn ball faked, watched his defender, and still had Klesmit wide open.
See how Iowa responds. 1-point lead. Perkins ripped away by Chucky Hepburn.
Well defended there. Chucky Hepburn just getting in a stance and taking Tony Perkins' rock.
Wahl, jumper.
It's not his game right there. His deal is to get all the way there and maneuver and wheel and deal, but the pull-up is not something you see Tyler Wahl go to very often, if at all.
Hepburn's done a nice job on Perkins. The night to shoot. Sanford, just not his night. 0 for 7. Five missed threes for Sanford tonight.
Well, if you're Josh Dix right now, you're guarding Connor Essegian. There can be no airspace, because I promise you, if he gets a look, it's going up.
Gilmore backing down. Gilmore with a left hand.
It's been really effective with his back to the basket. He just takes his time. He's got a mismatch down there with Perkins, and he finds a way to score the basketball.
New career high for Carter Gilmore. 8 points for him. 3 by Dix. And there's Wahl with another rebound.
Just 2 points the last 2 games for Josh Dix. And again, I'm sure that he's made that shot in his basketball career, but with 6:50 to go playing the Wisconsin Badgers, that's not the one you want.
Gilmore's got the size advantage over Carter Kingsbury. Hepburn. Wahl got it up, got it in.
It's such a tough guard. It's the hesitation, it's the herky-jerky movements, and just throws you off balance. Chucky Hepburn with a big-time bucket. Wisconsin on a 9-0 run, and it's been a little bit of everybody. It's been Tyler Wahl, Max Klesmit, Carter Gilmore, Chucky Hepburn. It hasn't been just one guy, but their balance showing through.
Crowell back on the floor. Still with the gauze in his nose. Connor McCaffrey went right at Klesmit.
It's a design play to clear out that entire side and just let Connor McCaffrey use his size and go to work on Max Klesmit.
Connor McCaffrey now with 12 points. 1 point disadvantage now for Iowa. Wahl trying to get around Rebraca.
You could tell Rebraca was just waiting on this Tyler Wahl spin move. We've seen it so often. He's got hands on him there, but he gets off. That could have been a travel easily.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Essegian, great pass inside Wahl.
Just a fantastic cut, though, by Tyler Wahl. And the freshman Connor Essegian finding him. And Wahl just so crafty, finding a way to get that ball on the backboard.
Rebraca going downhill on Crowell, and he's going to go to the line. That's the first one down. And he's 2 for 2 from the line. Another 1-point affair. This just has the feel, Robbie, of a final possession type of game.
Absolutely, and so many of these games in early Big Ten play have come down to it, and no surprise here with these two teams.
Crowell on an island. Crowell right hand.
Crowell just delivering, and if you're Iowa, you got to be concerned with cutters. You want that one-on-one matchup, but Steven Crowell making plays now on both sides.
Wanted none of that drive from Tony Perkins. Crowell with 10 points. Picked up another block. Now paint touch for Wahl. And Essegian through his hands. Iowa 3 over their average. Wisconsin led the country last year in their turnovers per game at 8.7. More this year, just over 10. Perkins. I mean, he was going through Rebraca, trying to at least. And a foul on Perkins. Fran McCaffrey. His coaches have earned a bonus tonight. And this isn't just after one play either. This is carryover from a number of plays as Sejan knocks down a couple of them.
We didn't like the call here on Tony Perkins. But honestly, whenever you get your hands in there, and Perkins has his hands there initially, there is a shove off, but that's what the ref is seeing, and I think that's why he called it.
So 2 shots plus possession for Wisconsin. Following the technical foul on Fran McCaffrey as Sejan threw it away. Dix, and here comes Iowa.
Nice job by Wisconsin there, just getting back and stopping that transition.
McCaffrey had it poked away into the hands of Patrick. Perkins. Body's on the ground. Klesmit has it. And now here come the Badgers.
Perkins again. In that paint, around that rim, just not able to convert.
He's 5 for 10 from the floor as Perkins. Fade away from Tyler Wahl. There's a nice rebound from Rebraca.
Connor McCaffrey really physical there, forcing a fadeaway jumper, and again, that's a win guarding Tyler Wahl.
Ooh, everything but the bottom for Connor McCaffrey there. It's a good shot. Iowa really needed that one. Under 3 minutes to go here in Iowa City. And Hepburn ends up on the ground, and Perkins looks like he's going to get another personal foul. And
executed down the stretch, and they put themselves here in great shape to get a road win.
Hepburn misses. Wisconsin has shot just 4 free throws in this game. Patrick McCaffrey for 3. Look good.
He got a good look. They got Klesmit to go under. It was a little action where they were going to pin in Patrick McCaffrey coming back to the ball.
Iowa's last bucket came at the 6:16 mark. The Sejan for 3. Oh, what a shot by the freshman.
He did not go removed, and Josh Dix learning the hard way. Connor Sejan, that's a big-time shot by a freshman on the road.
Connor McCaffrey, no. Crowell pulls down yet another rebound. That's his 6th tonight. Remember that rebound discrepancy early on in the ball game. Wisconsin just 1 back of Iowa now. Second chance opportunities have been nil for both teams. 5 to shoot. Hepburn needs help. Crowell for 3. Ooh, almost off the glass, but Tyler Wahl with an offensive rebound. Just the 4th of the game for Wisconsin. Perkins trying to D up on Hepburn. Hepburn now falling away.
Well, he had Crowell rolling to the basket.
And a loose ball and a whistle. It'll go on Wisconsin. And you see Chucky Hepburn on the ground, Perkins on the ground, Klesmit on the ground. And all the attention right now is on Chucky Hepburn. Remember, he had to leave the Marquette game with a groin injury. He was able to get up, which is the largest of the game for the Badgers.
1 minute remaining.
Under a minute to go. Connor McCaffrey on Tyler Wahl, and he gets it to go. McCaffrey at the line. And a lane violation. McCaffrey converts on that three-point play. 5-point deficit now for the Hawkeyes. Up ahead, Crowell is fouled by Rebracha. Crowell at the line. You saw 2 for 4 from the free throw line today. Both of those free throws by Connor Essegian following the 2 technical free throws after Fran McCaffrey got teed up, and Crowell misses. Well, that's a huge break for Iowa. Can they take advantage of it? Coming up on 40 seconds to go. Connor McCaffrey to Bowen. Perkins now for 3. Not his shot. Follow. In and out. Boy, having that one stay out. It's going to be out of bounds. Going to go to Iowa. 28.1 to go. McCaffrey around the screen. McCaffrey at the side of the backboard. Bowen had it. A tie-up. And a timeout called by Iowa. That is their final timeout. Iowa has not finished strong. 9 of the last 10 shots they've missed. Perkins inside. It's a 3-point game.
You take no time off the clock, and you get Tony Perkins going straight downhill.
Got him trapped, and a turnover. Here's a 3, McCaffrey. Tie game! Wisconsin calls timeout with 9.4 to go, and from off the mat, here are the Hawkeyes. Max Klesmit to inbound. Patrick McCaffrey is on him. Essegian, Crowell, Hepburn, and Wahl on the floor. They get it to Hepburn. Hepburn behind the back jumper, no good. Overtime in Iowa City.
Unbelievable. The last minute, and what an incredible turn of events here.
First overtime game in this series since 2013. Badgers won that one in double overtime. It's their 3rd overtime game this year. Beat Marquette last weekend. Klesmit inside, who had the game winner in that game, misses.
Oh, great defense there. Patrick McCaffrey just in a stance, and Klesmit having to take a tough one in the lane.
Talked about the foul trouble from Wisconsin in the first half. They did such a nice job of playing defense without fouling in the second half as McCaffrey with an and 1.
Doing it on both ends. The first 2 possessions of overtime, getting the stop, and now putting the ball in his hands and pick and roll. Hanging there, getting some contact. Patrick McCaffrey, a big-time basket to get us started here in OT.
18 points from McCaffrey. He hit the game-tying 3. It's a 3-point play for Patrick McCaffrey. 19 points. Career high 21 twice this year, last time against Clemson. Wahl up the floor, just going coast to coast.
As nobody picks the basketball up, and that's a shocking defensive breakdown there by the Iowa Hawkeyes, when, especially in overtime, every possession so important.
Everybody on their feet, and the folks that left Carver Hawkeye trying to make their way back in. Leaning in, McCaffrey's fouled by Tyler Wahl.
It's his footwork that really frees him up. He's killed his dribble, but he pivots away and finds a way to get to the basket. There you see Tyler Wahl. He's got that left hand wrapped on the body of Patrick McCaffrey, he's made every play for Iowa here in overtime.
Now scored the last 7 for the Hawkeyes, has McCaffrey. And he's now matched his career high. 3rd time this year he's had 21 in a game. 3-point lead again for the Hawkeyes. Crowd, good feet on Essegian.
It's just a phenomenal cut. Connor Essegian cutting with a purpose, and when this crowd gets loud, you move the basketball, you play off it. Essegian, it's big time.
Bracha inside McCaffrey. Connor this time.
He just did his work early. When he pushed Klesmit up the lane, and Iowa give them credit. They saw it. A pass on time and on target.
2 McCaffreys have combined for 38. And Tyler Wahl lost it. Held basketball, and it will be Iowa's.
Tyler Wahl just a little loose with his handle here. Give both teams credit. Getting on the floor, he hits it off his own knee, and guys go flying. Got the tie-up. And the McCaffreys have dominated overtime here. It's been both Connor and Patrick.
Connor a little bit banged up after going to the floor. He'd been battling a bad left hand going into this game. Connor McCaffrey says, all right, let's roll. 6-year senior. You got to carry him off on a stretcher to get him out of this game. So much time on the clock, Perkins.
I like this matchup. Perkins going to work.
Left hand Perkins, no tap in, no by Rebracha, and he fell down hard.
He did. Wisconsin's got a mismatch here. Rebracha getting back in transition though.
And McCaffrey's going to pick up the foul. Rebracha tried to get the tap in.
They're just flying in there. Almost had the tip back.
That was close to being offensive goaltender too.
Yeah, he's flying in.
And they got Wahl at the free throw line. He's improved to 74% on the season. Hits a big one there. Just the 6th free throw attempt in the game for Wisconsin. Senior Tyler Wahl hits 2 massive free throws.
I would think Iowa's got to go back to Patrick McCaffrey. He has been the catalyst offensively.
Halfway through overtime here in Iowa City. First overtime game of the year for the Hawkeyes. Patrick McCaffrey with Wahl on him. Five to shoot. Perkins leads inside from the elbow over the top of Crowell. Got to go.
Snuck that in the side door. Again, Crowell right there, a contested shot. Just better offense from Tony Perkins.
Wahl from 3. Come on, Tyler Wahl.
We're talking about a guy that coming into tonight just 2 of 15 from 3. That's a big, big shot.
Patrick McCaffrey answers on the other end. A career night for Patrick McCaffrey.
He has had the answer at all times for Iowa. Forces overtime and now just carrying this offense in overtime.
Tyler Wahl just picked up his 4th. And McCaffrey makes it a 3-point lead again. Jordan Davis left open. His 3. Bottom.
He went under like he's shooting 10% from 3. I know 29's not great, but you give anybody on the floor that type of look. He's known as a shooter, and that's what he's supposed to be able to do. I'm a little surprised they've given it up like that.
Wisconsin was shooting the basketball so poorly from three-point range at the beginning of the game. They've stuck with it. Bodies on the ground. It's going to stay with Iowa. Chucky Hepburn picks up the foul. That's his third. 72-72. 1:18 to go.
This has become just an incredible basketball game. First half a little slow. Looked like it was going to be over. And I mean, this has been back and forth. Both teams making some monster shots here. And that's a good call. He undercuts Tony Perkins after he left the floor. Perkins not pleased about it.
How about the score at halftime? 27-27. You'd have never thought that these two teams would go to overtime and it would be a 72-72 score.
I wasn't sure either team was going to get to 40% from the field at halftime. So grind it out at that point.
Both teams shot the ball very well in that second half. Kind of cleaned up what was a very muddy first half. See Perkins with the 16 points, makes 1 out of 2, putting the Hawkeyes back out in front. Wahl, Davis, Crowell, Klesmit, and Hepburn on the floor. Wahl isolated with Connor McCaffrey. The help comes. Klesmit, extra pass. Davis lost it on the way up. Mismatch.
Crowell's going to have to go.
Crowell trying to get space. Right hand hook. Yes!
So good by Stephen Crowell. I mean, Connor McCaffrey being so physical, shot clock winding down. He gets to what he wants and gets to that right hook.
Patrick McCaffrey's had the hot hand. Hepburn took it away. And a foul by Patrick McCaffrey. First on McCaffrey. Hepburn has done that at least 3 times in this second half, just taking the basketball away.
He's an excellent defender. He read that beautifully. McCaffrey coming off this screen and Chucky Hepburn shooting right through there. It's a big-time play from a big-time player.
4 steals in the game for Chucky Hepburn. He's at the line. He's had 1 attempt today, missed it. Had a tough day from the floor. Was 4 for 12. A big first free throw. Here's Stephen Crowell. Look at the shot clock right here. Just in the nick of time to beat that shot clock. And Hepburn makes them both. 3-point lead for Wisconsin. Shot clock is off. Perkins. Got it ripped away. Tyler Wahl just went in there and took it.
How wild is that? That on back-to-back plays, multiple Wisconsin defenders just make a play on it and huge steals. This is fantastic from Tyler Wahl. Just leaving his man. Unbelievable. I mean, this game has been so wild back and forth.
A 5-point lead with about 20 seconds to go evaporated just at the end of regulation. And Wahl misses the first. Getting critical free throws here for Wisconsin.
Not so fast. I mean, what, do you expect anything less?
Nope, don't trust anything anymore.
Wow.
Missed them both. 3-point game. 1 timeout left for Iowa. Perkins inside, backdoor cut. Rebracha. 1-point game. Timeout Hawkeyes. Wisconsin trying to get this basketball in. Klesmit to inbound it. Klesmit breaks the press.
Wow.
Esijan throws it down. 3-point lead under 5 seconds to play. No timeouts for Iowa. Bowen has it. Bowen to Patrick McCaffrey for 3. Oh, in and out. A chance to tie. McCaffrey had a good look, and Wisconsin comes into Iowa City and rips the hearts out of the Hawkeyes. What a game.